Thanks for joining us today on Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad, Community Relations Supervisor, and Dr. Brian Maher is our Superintendent. We're here talking today about the accountability report, the state report card for the Sioux Falls School District. We take our students in 3rd through 8th and 11, take assessments in the spring of each year. Takes a couple of months to get that information back to us. So this in the fall now we're looking at our results and some good areas and some areas that we continue to need to improve upon.
Yeah, I think when I look at the report card, I look at it and think of how I would look at the report card of my own children.
Uh-oh.
How did you do? How did you do? Well, first, from a very big picture standpoint, we did really well. That's good for not only Sioux Falls, that's good for our state. I mean, we educate nearly 1/6 of the students in the state. So depending upon how that state report card looks, or that state report card is going to be very dependent upon how the city of Sioux Falls does. So that's an important assessment for both our city and for our state. When I look at that, I'm generally pleased. So if you're my own child, it's going to be favorable. But then I'm going to say, what about this area? Or what about that area? We've got some areas where we can continue to improve and get better. Luckily, I think we're showing some improvement in some much needed areas.
Now, I know that the emphasis on these tests, they're online now, and there are lots of different, I guess you can take the test differently than the bubble that we used to take them,
Right.
but still the impact and the information that comes from that, we do take that back to the classroom and to the school level and down to the student level to help inform our instruction. And how does that work? When we look at these numbers, they're not just numbers, but they really do mean something.
Right. We look to help inform instruction in a lot of different ways. We do use the state assessment. We also use, this year, new to our district, the MAP assessment for more immediate feedback. So we look at some of those things for immediate feedback and how to drive instruction on a daily basis. But we also look from a big picture perspective. Are we moving the needle in the areas that we need to move the needle in? Are we moving the needle in 3rd grade reading and math scores? Are we moving the needle in graduation rates? And just 2 examples there. And are we doing what we need to do? And if we're not moving the needle, is it because we haven't given an initiative enough time? Or is it because we're not doing the right thing there yet? So it really helps us to assess where we are and try to determine if we need to do something differently than what we're doing it already.
One great example of one of our schools really achieving is Laura B. Anderson over on the east side of Sioux Falls. They had some great news that came in as well.
They really did. When you look at that whole SPI performance indicators and how are the schools doing, well, sometimes we don't get that grade that we want, like I was mentioning with my child's report card, and you really challenge your child, or in this case, a building, to get better. And Jane Zielinski and her staff did, and they did it through working hard, putting in the effort, lamenting, crying, being happy, being sad. Truly, they've worked their tails off, and they've come off of that, the status of being a focus school. And just, I can't explain enough how proud I am of their effort and the initiatives that they've put in place, and what a great building that is for kids to attend.
Yeah, in order to see that turnaround, they've put in the hard work, and that's something they'll hopefully be able to continue to build on.
When we first got the information, I called Ms. Zielinski and said, congratulations, and she was speechless. And I think part of the reason she was speechless is she knows firsthand how much work they've put in. One of the things I told her was, if you work hard and you persist, good things happen. We just don't always know how long it will take. Well, it didn't take very long for LBA to come off that focus group status. Again, just very proud of Jane Zielinski, very proud of the staff, and very proud of the students for performing at a higher level.
Definitely a team effort.
Definitely.
It's kind of that chess game where you have to look a couple of steps ahead and try to figure out, if this isn't it, what are the other options out there for us to consider in terms of curriculum or delivery of the curriculum or what have you.
You're exactly right. So you think of it, we have curriculum, we have math, we have English, we have a lot of other areas, but we have those. We have graduation rates that plays a part in there. We have attendance that plays a part in there. Some some really different things to look at, and as a school district try to figure out what are we going to put our resources behind, what are we going to put our energy into to make Sioux Falls the best place that it can be to receive an education.
Yeah. Bottom line, we want our students to be successful, reach those targets, those benchmarks for their grade level, but furthermore, just having that personal growth and ability to succeed at their highest levels. So thanks for joining us today on Envision.